It's my cell phone.
Mm.
You could hear that?
Yep. Doo. I heard that. All right, we're live. On
Yay, live.
one of my computers it says we're live, on the other it's not. I don't understand this, but hey, it's Friday afternoon. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful Friday afternoon here in the A.
Yes, it's lovely outside.
So good. And I
So
spend the next hour here with him, but it is what it is.
Hey, who said it's going to be an hour?
I don't know. It feels
I
like
could
an
cut
hour
you
already.
short. I could
Yeah.
cut you short.
Yeah. Who are you again?
The bold one, the cold one. John Colder Ice Lawson. What's up?
The AI Slayer, apparently.
Yeah. I'm protecting the world.
Yeah, well, I'm Brent Leary, as I always am. All right, Friday afternoon. Lots of good stuff going on. I know one thing that you want to talk about.
It's my back scratcher. That's what I want to talk about.
Why
I got
your
a back scratcher.
Yeah,
I got a back scratcher in the mail.
Didn't really. You know what? One thing I want to talk about before we talk about what you want to talk about.
Oh yeah, what's that? Before we talk about the back scratcher.
NVIDIA. Let me do this. I heard numerous times over the year that this past week, the NVIDIA quarterly earnings call was going to be the most significant earnings call of the past few years, if not decades.
Wow.
And apparently it was. I don't know if of course you saw this. I'm guessing you saw this, but they blew it out. And because they blew it out, everybody is now saying AI is definitely a real thing because the guy who does that, because the company that makes the picks and shovels, that's right, picks and shovels, they're the ones that are blowing up like they did back in the 1849 gold rush.
You're saying that nobody believed in AI until today.
No, it was about the proof. Everybody's talking a good game, but when you saw the numbers, the talk became real. That's
because
what I'm talking
NVIDIA made some.
That's because NVIDIA was the bellwether for AI.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah. Well, come on, man. This is why you should actually listen to me during these shows.
I don't. It still doesn't make any sense. I mean, I get it.
You get it.
They make chips. Yes, absolutely.
They make chips.
Yes, they make chips that happen to do AI well.
And the fact that there are people buying them in bulks.
Yes.
Bulk. Big companies, medium-sized companies, companies, because they want to do this AI stuff. When they come out with the earnings report like they did, that went beyond, a year ago, their quarterly.
But I don't know. What was it?
A year ago, their quarterly revenues was about 3.6
A year ago, how much was it worth?
I said 3.6 billion was what they're doing their quarterly earnings a year ago. You know what it was yesterday when they announced it, or the day before? I can't remember.
3.6 billion to
22 billion. That's almost like a 7-bagger in 1 year's time. And you know what it's due to?
AI,
generative AI. And when you see that kind of number, not all the talk, not all the razzmatazz,
that's the part that kills me. Stuff. You think that was all talk and razzmatazz?
No, I'm not saying
this. Really?
I'm telling you, talk is cheap. You're putting everybody that can spell AI was talking about it. But when you get down to the money, when it gets down to the revenue, that number is what moved the market. Not all the talk.
So Microsoft's numbers didn't mean anything before now.
Microsoft's numbers were good because Microsoft was doing also Azure on top of the AI stuff. Azure was already killing it. We already know AWS is killing it for Amazon, right? This is all NVIDIA
all right. I mean,
is,
if that's what it took for you to believe,
you know what the
I'm glad.
you know what percentage of the
Yeah.
AI GPU market NVIDIA has? 90%.
Like all of it.
90%. So once again, it's the
Hey,
money. It's
hey,
the
I'll
money,
tell you,
not the talk. It's the money.
it's coming. It's coming, and that
You know
money's
what else?
going everywhere.
You
That
know
money is
what
going
else?
everywhere.
Well, you know what else is talking, and the money's not talking, or money's on hold.
Oh yeah.
This $800 million. That's a lot of money too, right?
Oh, Medea.
Oh, dang. Really? I didn't have that picture in my head at the moment. But yes, here we go. You wanted to talk about this?
Yes.
We gonna talk about it. I'm gonna give the full screen to this while you talk in the background.
Yeah. Well, it's missing the top part, but it says Tyler Perry puts. Yeah, I don't know why the top's cut off. Don't worry about it.
I don't
Tyler
know.
Perry put $800 million studio expansion on hold after seeing OpenAI Sora, and he says he's quoted here: "Jobs are going to be lost." Now that I think is a pivotal moment in AI for sure.
Well, it's not just that the jobs gonna be lost. I kind of teased this. Remember that video? The first video ever played on MTV was that video killed the radio star by the Buggles.
Yeah.
So video killed the radio star. AI video is apparently going to kill the whole way that entertainment studios get created.
The movie star.
But no, the whole ecosystem around creating films and stuff. This might get killed. That whole thing might get killed. Remember?
I mean, the way he put it out there. Yeah. Go ahead. Remember what?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, the way he put it out there, though. I mean, it was very specific. The way he saw it, So the headline was one thing, but when you read the story, he was talking about, look, man, I'm like, I was about to build 12 sound stages. It was going to cost me $800 million. And now I can do that at my desktop with a keyboard.
That's what I'm saying. The whole industry could implode basically if this is the new way of doing it. It's
going to change. But here's the thing. I mean, things will get created. It's all the people that support that are going to lose their jobs.
Well, if he was going to invest $800 million and he said, whoa, maybe I only need $50 million now to do what I need.
Right.
That's a huge problem.
I don't need all of that space that he was going to build on.
Right.
So, I mean, this is an issue for, Atlanta for sure.
Is it a whole issue for the whole entertainment industry, like the whole movie industry?
Well, that's why I said Atlanta, because we're very much into that.
Yeah, but Hollywood too, of course.
Oh yeah, Hollywood. Yeah, but I mean, when we talk about what's going on with his money, that is the Atlanta Hollywood. He is Atlanta Hollywood.
Well, yeah, but just think, if he was about to plunk down $800 million, and now he's saying, you know what?
Yeah, let's hold on.
I think I could do it for $50 million.
Yeah,
that's a huge blow to the local economy. Just
that's what I'm saying.
Overall, not just the jobs, but the businesses that get created around all that money.
Yes, exactly. All the small businesses. I know people that run, services that support the entertainment industry here, right? We all do.
So just think about that, though. Like you said, he was, I don't know how close he was to doing that.
Yeah, I don't know how, but it couldn't have been that far away. I mean, the deal was the deal. I don't think it was like up in the air.
800 million.
Yeah.
Now it's good. We're just speculating. Hey, Amber.
He's been planning for 4 years.
I like how she said y'all.
What's up with y'all?
Hey, Amber. And what's up, Facebook user 1 and Facebook user 2?
That's cool. I'll tell you the thing about Facebook user. You gotta, if you do it in the group, you gotta put it in to let Facebook
put your name in there.
Use the name.
Yeah, so we need to know who you are.
Yeah. So just say your name so we know who you are. But at any rate, yes, 800 million. So like there's craft food services they run that. People that got the portable toilet thing, they run that. All the people that run
Mr. Ramon.
the buses, they run that. There's just so much stuff that
That's true,
support,
dude.
the movie industry, and then all the grips, the people that put the
The
electricity
whole
together,
way that whole industry could
that
implode
infrastructure, and you know what? Yes, that infrastructure could kind of, fall
because
apart.
you don't need it.
So
Apparent.
that's
I
what he's
mean,
saying.
yeah. Well, he's a smart dude. First of all, let's say a roll call.
Hey, Ramon.
Ramon, hey, what's up? Facebook user
Hey, Facebook user. Say hi.
Chuck Rob.
Chuck Rob.
Do you know Chuck?
Hi, Chuck.
Anisha. Hello, Anisha.
I know Anisha. What's up?
What is? Oh yeah, Tyler. Yeah, yeah. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm lost. Is he talking about? Not Tyler Perry, is he?
Yeah, I think he was. Who else he talking
Y'all
about?
on? Wild Tyler. Y'all on? Yeah, I don't know what that means. And first of all, thank you for saying that. You're half right, but that's okay.
Yeah, don't give him any credit.
Anyway, I think what did that he saw that video that
Some of the
OpenAI
stuff
put out
from
the
AI,
Sora.
he
That's
said he
what
had
we were
heard
talking
about
about.
it.
We were talking about that last week. The way the scariest part about what he saw and what we saw is from last year with that hideous monstrosity that Will Smith eating spaghetti, which is one of the scariest things I've ever seen because it didn't look like a human being at all.
Bro,
But
did you see the new one?
I didn't see the new one, but I saw what Sora can do, and it was only a year's time in between the monstrosity to what Sora is doing. Just imagine how good that sucker is going to be a year from now, though.
So Will Smith made a parody of the video eating spaghetti the other day.
That's nice. Good for Will. He needs a lot of parodies.
It was funny as hell, man. So anyway, yeah, he saw it. He's like, whoa, already had heard about it. He said he already heard about it a year ago, right? Or almost a year ago. And I really think that Sora and what we're seeing today was out probably about midsummer last year or earlier.
Well,
Easy.
maybe the first part of it is, but it's improved significantly between then and now when they let us get a peek of it last week.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know because I mean I don't think I think there's a lag between what they release to the public and what they're actually doing. Let's be very clear that what you're seeing here is not even close to what military AI is all about. So I mean, this is public released.
Well, this is generative, not just because there's AI as old as the hills, and there's AI running a whole bunch of stuff, but this is the generous stuff, like the video creation that this thing did. People were talking about, the rippling in the water, or
everything.
I mean, it was
The
so. I mean,
reflections, its ability to move in a physical space and make that up. The amount of what people don't understand is like this is not somebody sitting around writing the code.
no.
This is actually a computer that's learning how to do things in 3 dimension, which this is really insane stuff, right?
The realness is the insane part for me.
Yeah,
and
but
how
when you say real,
are we going back to the fake real thing again?
no,
Are
no,
we,
no, no, no.
all
When
right.
you say real, it's that it can imagine real when it has never seen real.
Well, it uses what was real to generate something that isn't real, and that's why they call it generative AI. I mean, it's generating based on
A lot of people don't get that. A lot of people don't get that. They actually think it's making copies of what it's already seen. It's generative is not making copies of what you've seen.
No, it's great new stuff
Generative,
from what you did. Yeah,
it's not it's making something completely unique that's never been made. That's why
Amber.
you can't get the same thing twice when you're doing stuff and it's like write it again and it writes it just a little bit different. It's because it's being generated. It's not a copy.
The Enemy of the State movie, also Minority Report with Tom Cruise. All that stuff is like coming real now. I mean, because you think about Enemy of the State, that actually might be my favorite Will Smith movie, by the way. I really like that. Him and Gene Hackman. You remember that one? Him and Gene Hackman and Lisa Bonet. That was and Regina. What's her
I
name?
can't tell you what would.
Oh, it was a good movie.
About, but yeah, it was a good movie.
And the Minority Report
I
with
remember
Tom
that.
Cruise, that's the Vision Pro thing, and now we've got all this generative AI creating videos.
Yeah.
It's I don't think we're ready for this though.
Well, it doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No, it doesn't matter. Honestly, when we were ready for anything.
Yeah, but we're, you know what, the
Amber said that's her favorite too.
Yeah, well, you know, Amber's got taste. Please don't tell me you're. Anyway, don't go there. So the distance between what we are ready for and what we're not from a tech standpoint, it's getting wider. It's not closing in because this technology stuff is way further ahead of us, and it keeps getting further and further away, so that we are never really going to be totally ready for the stuff that this thing is about to unleash on us. That's the scary part of this. That's where my concern is, really.
It doesn't matter.
My concern is that.
Doesn't matter. Responsible AI absolutely is something that is we better catch on quick.
I don't think we're going to do it.
It'll be already too late.
I don't, like you said, but like you said, great things are going to be done with this.
Amazing things. I think all the things that we can think about that could go wrong. There's probably 100 things that we can't even think about that's going to go right, and that's part of the fear, right? The fear is, false evidence appearing real usually. FEAR, get it? But there's certain things, and I'm hearing people say, things, and I'm like, man, that's not going to happen. I don't. How do you know, John? I don't. But it's just not. I mean, it's not. I mean, we've been waiting for a lot of things to happen. And don't get me wrong, we're about to see some crazy.
We're about to see some crazy stuff.
Get ready.
We're going to see some crazy stuff happen for this election. I mean, just think of the stuff that they could drop. Oh, I do, because this stuff can switch. This stuff can, at the right time, done the right way, this stuff can really turn the tide by just a drop. Look at the video that we were talking about. Somebody's gonna tinker and have this thing making certain people do certain things that they never did or never thought of, and it's gonna impact the election. That I'm not ready for that. I don't think none of us are ready for that, and we got to get ready for that, because it's gonna hit us all in the head at some point.
So how do you get ready for that?
I don't know.
Okay, so that's why that's the thing. It's like, why worry about shit you can't do nothing about?
Because I didn't say we can't do anything about it, but I'm just saying, I don't know. As one person, I don't know.
Look, just be in the moment, bro. Just be in the moment.
What the hell does that mean?
That means it is for what it is right now. Just be in the moment.
What is this, K Sora Sora?
K Sora Sora. Why do you think they make damn songs about it?
I didn't know black folks knew about K Sora Sora.
Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. But anyway, I think it's fascinating, going back to the business aspect, how this is going to do the same thing. And like I said, I encourage people to read the actual Hollywood Reporter report, because it's an interview, and the things he says in here are very interesting about his industry, and how, it's like they've got all these different organizations that represent different areas. And he's like, y'all might need to get together, and because this is going to affect everybody, not just the actors, not just the writers, not just the on stage worker. This is going to affect. It's so, I'm like thinking the way he was thinking. I was like, well, if we overlay that in other industries, it's like, yeah, now it's definitely.
We've already seen it starting to happen in other industries.
It already started to happen. So that, to me, is more important for us to get ready for than whether or not two old men, which one of the old men become a
Are
leader.
you kidding me?
I'm
If
serious.
you
I'm
think there's
serious.
no difference between
I didn't
our,
say there's no difference. I'm saying
I
the
think there's a
impact
huge
of what's about to come from AI is really deep
well,
compared to
yeah,
the impact of. I think that's such. Sir, you know what? I think I'm not even going to say that. I'm not even going to say that. I'll let it go for now. I'll
no,
say
you
that.
were starting to cook, man. Keep it
No,
going,
I
man.
just think and when all is said and done, 2 years down the line, we'll be like, man, that election wasn't shit compared to this shit we got going on right now.
Of
That's
course,
what I'm
we'll
saying.
say that.
This is yes,
Every generation thinks, oh, this is it. This election is the
yes.
biggest of our lifetime. Well, until the next one is. So yeah, we get that. Here's the thing. Here's
That's
the other
true.
part about
It
this.
is, they're
This
always the biggest one of our lifetime, isn't it?
here's the other thing about this past week that I was on the fence to a certain extent about all this AI stuff
Yeah.
being the biggest technological development of our lifetimes because so much has happened over the
I've been
span of our
telling you
lifetimes.
for a year, bro.
I
A
don't care
year.
about, like I said, I don't care about the talk. It's the money.
Is that all that matters?
The money is the factor. Look at
I'm
this.
telling you. I'm
Look at
telling you.
this. Before, I think somebody was saying we were having a discussion about this earlier today. It took like 30 years, 30 or 40 years before I think Apple was the first company that hit the $1 trillion market cap, right? And then only Apple and Microsoft, and I think it's just happened just last year or earlier this year, were the only two companies in the history of the stock exchange that have reached the $2 trillion market cap.
And it took all these years
And here comes Nvidia.
and does it in a year.
It doesn't, I think, in less than a year.
Yeah.
They
And then
became the third company to reach that plateau out of all the companies that have ever been on a stock exchange.
Yep.
That tells me, yeah, this is definitely as big and
Okay.
as broad and as consequential as
Well, that's
anything
good.
else, which
That's
is
that's a
crazy.
that's a lagging factor.
No, that's a factual because I
No,
don't
I'm
care
not
about
saying
the talk.
I'm not
I
even
need the
saying that.
money. Show
I'm
me
not
the money.
right, but I'm saying that by the time the money shows up, it's already late
Oh
in the
no,
game.
see,
So money. So wait, let me hold on. I'm just saying money
okay.
is a
Although
lagging.
okay, go
It's
ahead.
a lagging indicator. That's all I'm saying. Yes, it's the proof of what people have been talking about
No,
in terms of the impact at the end. But even the money you're seeing right now is small compared
We're
to
still early
what
days, right?
I mean. Well, compared to I think in that same vein, when what's the AI guy's name?
Oh,
Damn, I just
Altman,
lost it.
Sam Altman.
Yeah, what he said about basically the next unicorn, when the first unicorn will be a one person unicorn. That's I thought that was like, damn, yep, that's coming. A
Well,
one
the
person company being
Open
created with
AI,
AI.
Open AI has the potential. When they talked about they reached 100 million users in like a week or something,
Hmm.
and that was a big deal.
I was
I'm
like, oh my god, look at that! Wow,
Yeah.
wow.
Well, they might actually do something even bigger deal than that, which has become like the fastest whenever they go public, the
Trillion
fastest
dollar
$1
company.
trillion. Now
Yeah,
that to me it speaks even more
but
so
still, I mean
than that other
that they're already at 800 million in valuation.
800 million and a trillion
I
is
mean
all.
billion. I'm sorry, 800 billion in
Well,
valuation.
in
What,
evaluation,
no, was it 83 billion?
I
What they
think it
just
was
said
more
that?
like 80
Yeah, it was in
billion.
the 80
That's a
billion.
far cry from a trillion.
No, I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just
But
saying
I'm saying
it's
they could get
already an
there
eighty
quick.
billion dollar company,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they're still,
and
of
it's
course,
still private.
private. Yeah, they have the chance if they do go public, and this thing's they could become a $1 trillion market
Well,
cap
they will. I mean,
in less than
obviously,
like 5 months or something. I
bro.
don't know.
We've seen it in the movies. I mean, yeah, they
Yeah, but
will.
this is real. I mean,
Well, it
this
is.
is
Is
real
it?
stuff.
Is it? Or are we in the
Hey, that
simulation?
money is real. That these people are investing this stuff, and that's definitely some real money.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. I'm going back to my tin pans and 1849 gold rush.
I mean, you gotta live in your life, bro.
You're just going over the lessons from the that period. Who were the big money makers and who were the suckers for the most part? The tin pans, the people that were heard about the gold, moved their whole existence cross country, wanted to take their shot at the big time. And what did they do? They had to stake a claim. They had to buy all sorts of stuff from the shovel makers, the tin pan makers, and the jeans makers. All the while, those are the folks getting all the money. And then the tin pans themselves, they were lucky if they found a nugget. So is this going to be different, or is this going to be the same where the tin pans makers,
Why would it
meaning
be different?
the NVIDIAs, are
Yeah,
going
it's
to?
going to be different
All right, so tell me why.
because there's not going to be anything left but dust for all the other people.
That doesn't sound different at all. That
Oh,
sounds like
that's
the
going to be
same.
completely different. Well, maybe it's going to be the same. I don't know, but yeah, you won't have to. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Because here's the thing: you're this is good, right? So all these people run to mine the gold, right?
Right.
And the gold is valuable because it has um, a limit in the an amount of gold that's in the world, right? There's no limit on AI though, so this could be a perpetual gold rush.
Well, there is some limit. It's the power consumption and the energy it takes to run these huge data
Yeah,
centers
but
to
that's
do all
even
this.
here's the other crazy part is that on the other side, we're seeing the same reduction in the cost to do these things as this stuff moves forward too. So like if you're looking in the back end and how much it costs to run applications, and like the cloud didn't get more and more expensive, it gets cheaper and cheaper. And this is getting cheaper and cheaper as it grows. So I don't know. I don't know.
But is it getting? It feels like to me the power consumption hasn't gone down that much, if not any. I mean, they're putting up these huge data centers. There's this. I was reading the Nvidia earnings transcript. The main chip, the GPU chip that is driving a lot of this activity. That thing weighs 70 pounds. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not one of those little micro.
Yeah,
these
but see,
they're
that's the thing is that these chips weren't built for AI,
No, they're built for graphics
video for
processing.
graphics, right?
Yeah, for
And so
video games and
now
stuff.
they're building chips for AI that are a lot more efficient. And so I was reading about a new company that's coming online, and they were talking about the way that this chip is built and how much power it consumes versus the other one. We're seeing that coming up. That's also what Sam
This
Altman's trying to sell.
this
You
power
know,
consumption thing is a big deal here
it
because
is.
if we're just at the early stages of this, I mean, just to think when we're more mature in this and how much power is being used to do all this LLMs and AI and all this computations and to create full blown. That Sora thing is the minute. I mean, the videos are only like a minute long.
Yeah,
What
60 seconds.
about when they get up to the yeah? What about when you're trying to create like Tyler Perry, like a full blown movie?
Here's the
Just
thing.
imagine how much power consumption is going to take place for that.
Well, I don't know, but it is weird because like that Will Smith video we talk about, that was when you could only generate 2 seconds. So that
Mm,
was 2 seconds, 2 seconds, 2 seconds, 2 seconds they put together. That's part of why it looks so weird, you know.
right,
But and so now it could do 60 seconds. So within in a year's time, less than a year, right? We went from that to this.
right.
It's insane how fast this stuff is moving, right? But at the same time, uh, and I remember we were at Zoho and they were talking about AI, and I can't remember what's his name, that was on stage and
Schroeder,
stuff. Yeah, no, 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 the other dude,
Raju, Vijay.
Raju, he's on talking about the micro computers that are being made with this technology, with the AI, right? And how much smaller they are. And if you look online right now, Google just released a version of their AI, not the greatest version, but it's called,
Don't
but it's
can you
called,
wait a minute? You can't just gloss over that. You got to talk about that a little bit.
no, no. Okay. So they just released a smaller version called Gamma,
Hmm.
right? And it's an open source version.
Hmm.
And you can install it on your computer. So basically, just think of this: you can install this on your computer, and you basically have the internet without an internet connection,
Mm.
right? Because
To
you can install. That's where we're getting to, right?
Mhm.
So when we talk about power and consumption, the need for us to have these big, it keeps growing and growing and growing, but also at the same time, the open source stuff gets smaller and smaller and better and better.
But yeah, but
So,
more and more people are going to be trying to crunch and the huge reams of data that these AI systems need to produce the stuff that it's producing. And like you said, it's just six whatever 50 seconds long right now, and it's just certain small group of people have access to it. Wait till that opens up,
oh,
and wait till yeah, so it's exponential the amount of power consumption is going to be needed in order to create this stuff at the speed
so
of
there
which
you
we're
go.
looking for it.
That's when we'll plug in as batteries. There
Oh
you go.
God,
Then
this
now
power,
you now
this
you just
power
given
thing,
me the
this
whole.
power thing is no joke though. I agree with Robert. It needs to be solved sooner rather than later
It
before
won't be
you open
solved.
up all this
It
stuff.
won't be solved. It won't be solved.
It's going to have a certain level of being solved.
Yeah. Well, we haven't solved uh, the damn automobiles consumption of power. I mean, it won't be solved.
If you don't,
Not until it's run out. It won't be solved.
but everybody doesn't need a car.
Yeah,
The way
but you know
this,
what? What we're designing can help solve it.
we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We've been
I
talking
mean, at
about this.
least.
It seems like the whole electrical vehicle thing is taking a step back over the last couple of months. It feels like something's going on there that all of a sudden, you don't see as much development and you see a cutback in some of these companies. Why is that?
I
I
don't
don't
know what's
know.
going on there. I don't know what's going on there.
There's some
I'm
wall that's
curious.
being hit.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what it is, but it feels like there's a pullback. And if you like you said, if you're not able to solve that, man, what's going
Yeah.
to happen with this? I mean, I don't know. There's some roadblocks before Tyler Perry's whole scenario really gets
I don't
full
know.
floated.
I don't know because again, that's the other thing is, you got to follow the money, right? And the greed will move the Tyler Perry situation to where it's going to go very quickly. Trust me. Nobody's going to be sitting around saying, nah, we want to keep all that overhead when we can do more green screen. I mean, they're already doing green screen. You know what I'm saying? Now
Well,
it's like, oh, we don't even need to go and do the other parts. This can all be green screen.
remember when that Pixar when they first came out with those I forget which one it was first, but those animated movies with the
Yeah, like Toy Story.
yeah, that Toy Story and how much it took for them to do that and
Yeah.
the hours
Took
and
them
the
years.
machines.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Years to
wonder how
draw and all. Yes.
I wonder how long it would take them to do that now in the current environment.
Well, I mean, people are already making those kind of cartoons. I mean, they have a whole cartoons, network of cartoons that are being made like that now.
To me, that might be the first domino to fall. Those CPU
Animated. Oh
intensive,
yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Pixar's shaking in their boots. I mean,
Disney, you take it a step further.
no,
Disney
Disney.
with all
Disney's no Disney ain't worried. Disney's
I
buying
think
up everything they can. They're buying sports. They're buying electronic sports. They're buying.
well,
Trust
you
me,
know why?
Disney will not. Why?
Sports is sports is the only thing that these folks could really rely on.
Yeah,
Live sports,
yeah,
you
live.
can't. That's the
That's the
only
one
thing
thing that
that you
people
can't.
will show up
Yeah,
live for.
that's right.
Absolutely. And so but they are, but also they're buying up all the streaming that they can buy too. I heard another story just this week that they were buying somebody, and the other body was like, no, that'll screw up our whole thing if Disney buys in, and they're trying to block Disney from buying something. And I was like, damn, Disney buying everything. I'm telling you,
Let,
Disney will be all right because Disney sees it coming too. They already know.
all right. So Amber is saying the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie is nice,
Okay.
and Ice Cube. Why did you go to the all caps there, Amber? Are you yelling at us now? I mean, we were good with the. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Uh,
we had the little emojis and all that.
yeah,
And then all of
you
a sudden
can
he's
all
yelling. What are you
animate it
doing?
and stuff. And Robert said, "We'll have a mouse printed on my electric car steering wheel in 10 years." Nah,
Yeah,
I don't want that. I don't want
look,
that.
look. Once you lose control of the car, I want you to never be able to take control again.
Mm,
That's the key to electronic, you know, driving. Honestly, the best way to get all cars electronic is to have all cars electronic. If you got
no,
some driving regular people and some electronic, it won't work. It's nowhere near as
no,
well
the best
as
way
if
to
they
do
were all.
electronic is to have your electronic stops like you have gas stations. Because that's one of the reasons I'm not buying one. I don't want to get trapped somewhere and I can't get a charge easily
Yeah, I
and
mean, but you know
quickly.
what? It takes government money to make that happen. I mean, and that's the fallacy of the thought about electric cars. Unless the government gets involved in that kind of thing, it's hard to make this happen.
Well, I thought your boy was counting on that.
Who's your boy?
Elon.
That is not my boy.
You were out hanging out his spot the other week.
Hey, now look, okay, SpaceX and the people that work there, fantastic job. You know, but he's an idiot. He's just an idiot, man. He's another one, man. He's another one that should get diagnosed. He should get diagnosed. Then I would have much more
No, you
patience
know
with him.
what? I tend to believe these guys. They're so smart. I mean, sometimes they're a little too smart for their own well-being, their own good.
I mean,
I mean,
not,
why do you need to mess with Twitter when you already should be fully occupied with Tesla and SpaceX and the satellite company? Why do you need? I mean, it's a little bit of an ego boost there.
I
That's
don't
what.
know. I don't know. When I read the book really kind of talks about how he wants to create a a system for moving money around, a cash
Oh, that was
based system.
PayPal. That was his
Right,
early.
right. It was an
Yeah,
early was PayPal. He wanted to call PayPal X, right?
right.
And they wouldn't let him call it. So they're saying basically he bought the infrastructure of Twitter to build a payment on top of that. And
Mm.
that's and that, and I'm like, okay, I kind of see that. So you never know. That could be his pet project for that, you know.
You would think he would already have enough to worry about, but
I
that's just
mean,
me.
look, taking a nickel out of every dollar that's moved around is more money than we can even imagine.
Yeah, but isn't he already the richest man in the world? I
But
mean,
that doesn't stop him.
apparently not.
Actually, I mean, honestly, I mean, at least in the book, it's like he does have, or just in general, he has a vision, right, for how things can run, and he's got this smart part, right? But at some point in the recent years, he's lost his connection to the day to day, and he just makes some crazy statements, out there on Twitter. So he's a mad scientist, yeah.
Speaking of rich dudes, I just saw this crop up. Let me do this. Jeff Bezos and Nvidia reportedly joined others in backing startup building a humanoid robot. What the hell? So Bezos and Nvidia are said to be among the backers in a $675 million funding round that would value the company at $2 billion. Bezos is likely to invest 100
Did that
million.
just come in?
That came in yeah, today.
Yeah, 113. That's crazy.
113.
Okay.
I'm telling you, man, it's the money. You got to follow this money. These folks
Who's
are not playing around.
who's not following the money?
Well,
I
look,
precede the money.
there are a whole bunch of
I'll
people
tell you where the
yap.
money's going to be making. But
Where?
no,
All right, tell
anyway,
us.
I already told you, but you don't listen. But you waiting for the damn stock market to move. Okay. You
Look,
could
no,
have had your
I
money
got.
behind that before. Shit.
Well, I did actually.
Yeah.
Not to brag or anything. Anyway, no, this is everybody's getting in on this. I mean, come on, and it's always the case. The rich get in faster and get more money out of it. What about the little guys? Where do us little guys fit in to this stuff? Do
When
we
did you
ever,
become a little guy?
compared to what we're talking about here? We're all little guys. We're munchkins. We're not even, I don't know what we take it. By the way, Robert says I'm talking full on humanoid robots stacking boxes. I can see that.
Yeah, here's my thing about robots, and I don't understand this part. Why do we try to make robots like humans? It's weird to me. Well, you say what?
Because that's all we know.
Say it again. Oh, okay, I got it. Okay,
I love this. This is the first. John
yeah,
is
John
actually
joins the conversation
yeah.
from the other room.
That
But
means
he
that's great.
said
That means we got him interested
he
in
got him
something
interested. He said because all the machines, so they can use all the machines that we already built for humans. Okay, that makes some sense. But it just seems like, man, you could make a different format that would be so, I don't know what the format would be, but it would be something totally unique other than a standing upright thing with two arms and two hands. I don't know. It's so weird to me.
Well, we think we're the best thing since sliced bread, so we always try to
That
make
might
things
be
in
it,
our own
trying to
image.
create something in your own image and likeness.
Yeah.
But it's kind of weird. I'm like, let it go out and figure its own thing out that would be the most optimal, and let's see and put that into use.
Well, maybe this AI. See, and that's the I think the wrinkle in the whole Gen AI thing, because it uses human output for their input. That means it's always going to be kind of limited to thinking or looking like us, because we don't think about looking like
But
anything else.
okay, but if it's a generative machine, let's understand what we're talking about. Why wouldn't it generate something different than what it's already learned?
Because we're the ones asking it to generate stuff, and it's using our
No, we're
own
not asking.
stuff to generate stuff from.
We're not asking anyway. Okay, I'm not gonna.
That's
You
what
lost
the
it.
prompt engineering is, right? Isn't that
No, but
about
I'm saying they actually are using better data that's being generated to train it even further. So it's
well,
being,
but that better data is still coming from us,
it's being cleaned up. So it's
right? But it's
better than
still
us.
originating from us,
I mean, all data has to have its origin.
human origins,
No, not just
human
human origin.
limitations.
All of it has an origin.
Most of the stuff that's being
These
used,
glasses have an origin.
which were designed by
Everything
who
that
again?
was
Who's that pair of glasses designed for?
they were designed by themselves. They were generated.
They were
So
designed by a human. You
hey, how about that though?
what?
So how about now we have that box from Star Trek that can actually generate something and it be tangible. That's where we're going. That's
Wow.
the future I want.
Really?
Yeah, heck yeah, man. They used to walk up to that thing, be like, yeah, give me some, and boom, here come your food. I'm done.
Yeah,
Generated.
you're done.
They would get all kind of shit out of that box.
All right. You know what? One more thing I would like to just talk about.
The Trump shoes.
Oh God, no. Jesus.
You're gonna let that one slide by.
Man. I mean, let's just brush by the
The
fact that
gold
they're
sneakers.
the
Come
most
on.
hideous looking things you've ever seen on anyone's foot. They look terrible.
The first person is going to get a lot of airtime.
Mm, terrible.
Oh my
And
God.
there's people are just suckers. They run out and buy that nonsense. Anyway,
Shovels, man. Shovels. They're buying
no, you know
shovels.
what?
They're shovel buyers.
I want to get into you know Shannon Sharp at this point.
Yes.
Did you really know him before all the Club Shay Shay stuff?
I mean, just as a football player, you mean?
Yeah. Did you? I mean,
Yeah. I mean, because, back in the day, that's who beat the Falcons.
you know what? I was so much happier only knowing the football players for playing football at this
Yeah,
point.
absolutely.
Oh my god, every damn day. It's not only that they're on, and I'm not just singling out the football players. It's all these people. It could be sports, athletics, it could be any number of things. I'm starting to see them everywhere I go online. I liked it when I didn't see them. I liked it when I didn't have to hear them all the time. I mean, once on a show is cool. Now you got the show, and then they got the podcast, and they got their own video thing. Isn't it getting to be a little too much? The overexposure that is being created by all these platforms.
I don't know, man. You can turn them off. It's not like you gotta
Look,
watch. I
I
don't
go.
know.
I don't even watch, but I go to my YouTube homepage, and what do I see? I mean, it's like you can't escape certain individuals. It has gotten to the point where shouldn't they be worried about overexposure at this point? I
I
like.
to be honest, man. Honestly, if you go in my thread, it's all about AI, and that's all I see. I see, so I don't see a whole lot of that
Oh
garbage.
my god,
I
you got.
honestly don't. I see it in my Facebook, people talking about it, but so I mean, so you're saying he's everywhere in your feed?
Especially after the Cat Williams thing. Come
Yeah, I
on.
remember the Cat Williams thing, but I don't remember him so much.
No, but well, he's a part of it. You see, I watch sports shows. So
Yeah.
he's on ESPN.
Oh, so he
And now
still
he's
got a day job.
oh yeah.
Oh, damn. Okay. No,
Matter
I
of
ain't know
fact,
he's still, man, he's hard. He like James Brown.
he's
He the
on the
hardest working man in show business.
they need to take a break. Get a damn vacation in. I mean, do we need to see you every damn that's
I
my
don't
whole
need to
thing.
see
It's
Shannon
not
Sharp
just him.
everywhere.
It's anybody that is using all these platforms. They're using traditional what do they call it? Celestial television. I don't know. And so they got regular television, then they got podcasts, they got radio shows, they got video stuff channels on YouTube. Isn't enough? Do we have to see everybody 24 hours a day at this point?
I don't know. Coming from a guy that, you know,
I'm
you
only
kind
on LinkedIn for the most
you
part
kind
of the year, I
you
guess.
kind of you kind of all over the place, Brent.
I'm not all over the place. I know
I'm
my
def
place.
I'm definitely sick of seeing you.
I'm I know my place. It's just I don't know. I don't need to turn on the TV.
No, you should, but
And
I mean, you can opt out. See, there's an Xbox in the top right. Be like, I don't want to see no
I don't
stuff
want to
with
have to
Shannon
opt out of
Sharp no more.
everything that I really liked
No,
because
just opt. You can opt out of Shannon Sharp stuff.
but it's not, it's the trend because he's kind of at the lead. There's the Pat McAfee guy.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
there's
So all the sports guys are
they're
trying to get
doing
this
this. Yeah,
money.
JJ Redick,
It's about to get
Ryan
crazy too.
Clark.
It's
Oh
about
my
to get
god.
crazy.
It is
But
annoying at this point. I don't know. I'm just I don't know. I think we
and
all
they,
need to
but are they talking about sports?
they're talking about all sorts of stuff. I mean, was
Okay.
Cat Williams
I
talking
mean,
about
yeah,
sports?
no, no. I'm saying I know Shay,
Yeah,
that show is everything. But I mean, it's
they're all trying to branch out, like the Stephen A. Smith. You know him, right?
hmm
Well, he was, he's came up as a beat writer, then he got his show, and now he's got a podcast. I mean, look, having a number one show ought to be great. Ought to
I
be
don't know if you got something to say. I look, man. I'm all for use the platform if you got something to say, honestly. And if people are tuning in, that's
That's
on them.
true. People apparently don't get enough of people. I am one that I don't need to see you all the time. I
Right,
don't
but
care who
that's
you
part
are.
of the democratization of the medium. You
That's
can opt out.
Why do people do that? Why do
That's fine.
people do they ever think about they're giving one individual like 30% of their total viewing time? I think about that stuff. I'm like, why the hell do I want to get clued into one person? That's too
Oh,
much.
so you'll spread yourself out
Oh, I
just to
got to. I want
see
more opinions. I want more
what other opinions
perspectives.
are.
I don't want one person dominating my mind. That's just
But see, to me, I think that's the beauty of the algorithm in YouTube for me. I mean, I've discovered a lot of things that I never. The fact that you know all of these things, I'm sure you probably discovered them because people said, "Hey, you like this one sports talk, so you might like these others." So yeah,
yeah,
that
but
becomes
there's
part of the algorithm. The algorithm does have some control over narrowing us into that 30%.
yeah.
Like you're saying, that if we could get that 30% of their viewing time on this one, that's sticky.
And well, but it benefits them because then it's easier for them to manage. It's got to
Who?
be easier to manage, a small fraction of people and funnel all the traffic to them as opposed to trying to manage all, all this spread out through a whole bunch of millions, possibly millions of people. I don't know. It's just like,
No,
ah,
they just man, all they wanted to do. I mean, all they want you there is just be there longer.
be there longer,
And
right?
so most people, if they're shift around, they won't feel as comfortable as they have.
Let,
You know,
let me ask you this though: do you think regular folk are trying to be like these folks, like trying to figure out how
of
because
course.
they see, yeah, and
Why wouldn't they?
that makes it even tougher for guys like me because I don't want to have somebody, even the unknown people, trying to do the same thing these known people are doing. It gets to be too much, right? To me, when everybody's trying to pitch their like,
Oh,
I
you
don't want
mean
to talk to
being in
people.
multiple places at the same time?
Oh, I mean, like trying to pitch a podcast, a video show. I mean, it gets exhausting. I need to sit in a room with no lights for like an hour after some of these things. It gets to be a little too much, and that's why maybe it's me and my personality. It just feels like certain people are doing a little too much. That's all.
Certain people.
Certain people.
Oh, okay. Well, why don't you talk about the certain people and then instead of talking about the too much platform? You
Yeah,
know,
you want me to
I don't,
name names?
no, I just think
I ain't
that's
naming
more.
names.
I think it's more personal.
It might be personal, but it feels like
We're used to it out here. We're used to it
I
out
think people are being trained to go for that. And it's harder and harder because there's so many more channels and content. I mean, even from one person,
here, man. I'll
multiple
tell you.
channels.
Uh, I was out with my daughter for dinner, and she's a teacher, and she said some stuff to me, and I was like, "Really?" She's like, "These kids, they can't even pay attention. Their
Yeah.
attention span is so messed up from social media,
Yep.
you know." And I'm like, "Really? That's kind of crazy."
It's
It
true.
definitely the scrolling society.
It's true.
Maybe the AI is going to temper that part. Maybe
You know
maybe it's
what?
gonna make up for the
The sad
unattentive
the
nature of
sad
the
thing
children
is
coming up.
I think I think it'll actually go once again. Do you remember they used to talk about the digital divide? How the people who didn't have the money to buy the tech fall further and further behind the people who have the money to buy the tech.
Yeah,
This AI stuff is I don't see that changing it. I think it's just going to be exacerbating this because the people that don't have the wherewithal to develop this stuff will use it and they'll use it the way the folks that develop the stuff wants them to use it, which keeps them away from being the people that actually develop the stuff and benefit the most from it. The Nvidias of the world. I hate that. That's what I hate.
I don't know. I don't
I don't know
see
how to
it.
break that. I don't know how to break that. Like,
I don't see the medium of AI being that. I mean, it's going to become more and more accessible to everybody. It's going to be part of everything, and the abilities to take what you couldn't do before and create it by yourself, I think is going to be transformative for all. And I don't think you're going to need a whole lot of extra. My earplugs falling out. A whole lot of extra for them to get access to it and build things
no, I
and
think
build
it's going to be
opportunity.
I think it's going to be available to all. I do agree that, but I don't think it's going to be. Uh, I don't think the folks at
You
one
think it's going to
end.
accelerate it?
Well, technology always accelerates and exacerbates the haves having more than the have-nots.
Interesting.
That's just
I
that
I, I kind of almost feel like it might flip everything over.
the haves will not let that happen.
I don't know, man.
The
I don't
haves
know.
have
I
so
don't.
much resources
I
at their
don't.
disposal to keep themselves up here and the rest of us down here.
I really can't live in that world.
I don't
In
want to
my
live in
head.
that world,
In
but
my head.
I
In my
know.
head. That's so self-limiting that I can't ever think that way. Honestly.
Mm.
Honestly. I mean, you got to, you know, that's just
Think
not going to be my story.
think about
There you
what
go.
just think about this. Who's investing in this stuff? Jeff Bezos, Nvidia, Microsoft, OpenAI, Samsung, Intel, Tesla is they're working on. Those are the haves, man. Those are the haves. Those aren't the little guys.
Right. So what? So you want little guys making robots for you
I
too?
I want little guys having the opportunity to really become big guys, to design things, not just use things, to
We'll see.
design things, to create things, not just content, create actual things.
Okay. I mean,
It just
hey, I
doesn't
want that
happen.
too.
It just
But
doesn't
I
happen.
won't say that it won't happen. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not saying it
It could
won't.
be
I'm just saying it
it could
hasn't
be a flip.
happened yet.
There's a flip coming.
Well, I would love to see a flip coming. That would be awesome if a
I
flip
would
came.
too.
I don't
So
know. I like Amber. Thank you, Amber, for hanging out. The knots better study. Yeah, you're right. The knots
yeah.
better study.
I mean,
You're right
look,
about that.
absolutely. If that's my thought as well.
But here's the thing. I hate the knots like to use the stuff, not study the stuff. And that's the distinction that I'm seeing repeat itself over and over and over again. The knots like the stuff, they like to use the stuff. They don't study the stuff and figure out how to actually leverage the stuff to build. They just use it. That's the problem I have.
People are sheep.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not going to change that.
No, I don't think none of us have that power. It has to come
Exactly.
within themselves, right?
Exactly.
It has
So look,
it has to
if
come
you
with
ain't gonna study, like she said, then you're just gonna be a knot.
damn a knot.
That's what
That was rough,
the
man.
knots better
You
study.
just
That's
gonna
what
be
she
a knot.
said.
Sheesh. All right. Well, on that note,
I didn't mean it that bad.
hey,
Wait, don't leave me hanging.
you just a knot. I
Oh
mean,
my
damn.
gosh.
All right. Well, on that note, folks, to all you knots out there, uh,
Oh, see, this is why I'll never be able to run for president. It'll be these
yeah.
snippets taken out of context.
Amber says facts. Y'all knots got to jump on board. All right.
Thanks so much for your comments, Amber, Robert.
Absolutely. Let's
Who
see.
else do we
Amber,
have? We have
Robert.
Ramon.
Ramon was there for a little bit.
Yes.
Let's see what there's something. There's a bunch
There
of
was Chuck
Facebook user
Rob.
people.
Yes.
Yep. Yep.
So I appreciate all you guys for dropping by, saying hi. 5 o'clock on Fridays. We'll be here pretty much.
Yeah, are you here next week? I'm going to Vegas, but I think I'm back on by Friday.
Okay, we'll see.
All right, we'll
Wow.
see. Well, in the meantime,
Peace, guys.